Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and in today's tutorial I'm going to do yet another beginner Python project, and this is actually a revised version of the to-do list manager that we did earlier. Remember, first we did the to-do list, then we did the revised version in to-do list manager with add, edit function, delete function, and today it will be, in addition to that, we will be having auto save and auto load function. So that's a revised version of it all. So what I'm doing is we are actually going to use the same code from our previous to-do list manager, and I'll be including a list to that tutorial in the description below. So I'm not repeating it again. You can see it's the same to-do list manager with adding, editing, and removing functions, and not to forget, you can add the date, you can add the name of the task, you can add the date, you can add the priority, whether it's low priority, high priority, etc., and you can even edit or remove. So these features are there. So this is exactly the same thing repeated, but I just added additional code to the same code so that you can auto save and kind of auto load feature. That means using files. Remember, in between in the last couple of tutorials we've been doing files, right? So the idea is that you'll be using the file concept here. So let's see how this is done. So in the same code of the to-do list, we will be actually trying to open a file. So if the file exists, just open with, remember, the read function, and you can also use fopen, the name of the text file. So in this case, I am creating a text file called todosList.txt. So this is the extension .text you need to do to create a file, and with comma the second argument is a read, because I'm just doing the read permissions here in the beginning. So once you open that file, if it's there, it will open the same file that is already existing. If it's not there, it will create a new file. We've done this in the previous tutorial. I will include a link in the section below, the description below. Then we'll be using, the new thing that we're using here is the eval function. So basically what the eval function does here is nothing major. What it does is, every time we are storing the to-do items, the to-do tasks, what it does will be, those items will be stored as a 2D list inside the file. Now that we've created the file and opened the file, the eval function will actually store these tasks as a 2D list inside the file. So that's the idea of using the eval. So it will be actually auto saving, auto loading it, auto saving it to the file, and when required, it will load it back from the file, convert it into a running code. So every time you run the program, it will convert it back to the whatever task that you want to read from the two-dimensional list. It will convert it back from that file which is stored there, and then read it out. You can read it out. And then you can not only read, you can like edit, delete, whatever extra features are there. So basically what we did here extra is just that. And then you can see, after inside the while loop, what we do is we open that file again with the write function, with the write feature, and then we write the string to-dos. Yeah, to-dos string is there, so we just write the string to-dos and then close the file, as we usually do with the file. So what's happening here is we are saving it. So we created the file, or we opened the file, then we first use the eval function to auto load it. So that means save all the tasks as a 2D list inside the file, and when you require it, it will be loaded from there, and you can view, edit, do whatever with it when you're running the program. And then after that, inside the while loop, you are just, before closing the file, you just kind of writing it as strings. You're opening the file, write whatever task you need to write there, and then that will get saved as your to-do tasks as a string, as a two-dimensional list inside there, and then you will, after auto-saving it, you will just close the file. So that's clear enough. So the file which you're writing and then closing, opening, writing and closing will help you in auto-saving, and the eval function in the beginning will help you in auto-loading. Why? Because if something is already pre-written in the list, like you can see here when I'm running it, because of the eval function, you are able to retrieve it from the file. So in simple terms, you can retrieve the to-do items which is written as a 2D list inside your file. The eval function will make it available to you. So it's auto-loading it for you every time. Say, and the other one, the file.write as a string, what happens is it will save the strings inside the to-do task inside your file and then save it there inside the file. So two things you're doing. You're auto-saving it and then you're auto-loading it back when required. And where you're doing all this? Inside the file that you created. What is the name of the file that you did here? It's the todosList.txt. But I just created a name as todosList.txt. You can do whatever. You can create another file, and the same program you can create another file, and you can play around with it rather. See, when I'm running it, it will ask me the same questions that we did earlier, the to-do list manager. What task? What is the due date? What is the priority? Do you want to add? Do you want to view? Or you want to edit? You want to remove? All those things you can do. It's the same. It's the only difference is here, it's automatically loading it for you from the file. Remember earlier in the to-dos list, we didn't create a file. But here, the only difference is, don't get confused. We created a file and we are able to open it. We can use the read permissions, we have the write permissions, as you can see in the code, and we are storing the strings, the to-do list items inside here as a to-do list, as a 2D list, as a two-dimensional list. As you can see, the name of the task is there, the date is there, the priority. So that's actually saved in the format of a two-dimension. Now this is the idea. So subscribe for more such tutorials. More is coming. See you in the next.